Radio presents Beyond the Bleachers. Here's your host, Jay Lew and Hugh.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Hugh?
Yo, what's going on, Jay?
What's up, man? How y'all doing out there today? Beyond the Bleacherz fans.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, a little technical difficulties. I think I pressed the intro by mistake because I was trying to scroll, so I hit it, and Q probably had hit it again or whatever because I said we were ready. But all right, pretty sure we got that out the way. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. Hope everybody is had a good weekend and is having a good day so far today. It's Monday, January the 23rd. And, man, how you feeling today, Hugh?
Oh, man, I'm feeling great, man. It was a pretty good weekend for me, man. I was a little sad about the lackluster in some of the performances on Sunday, man. I was happy about one because you called that one. Really shocked because I thought it was going to be a little closer, but you called one of the games. But the one that I was really surprised about was, the first game that came on that day. And I know we're going to get into that, but, yeah, besides that, I just had a really calm, laid-back weekend. I couldn't complain whatsoever.
Yeah, man. Me either, man. I had a pretty laid-back weekend myself, man. Had some family time and, watching football Sunday. Had family time on Saturday. Football Sunday. Just chilled out for a minute. Yeah, man, so, I hope everybody else had a good weekend. I'm a little tired today, man. I couldn't even sleep. I don't know where that come from. Couldn't sleep at all, man. This insomnia. I guess the older you get, the less sleep you get.
I couldn't sleep because my adrenaline was still going, boy. I was still pumped.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Well, we're going to get into that stuff, man, real soon. For everybody that's listening right now and they'll be listening later on YouTube, or they come to Blog Talk, or when Q put up the rundown, Q puts a nice little clip together of the most important parts of the show. He put that up on Facebook and Instagram, stuff like that. Put links up to it for you guys who will be listening to that later. Today we're going to be talking about, of course, the NFC and AFC championship games that happened yesterday. Two teams punched their ticket to Super Bowl 51. We're going to be talking a little NBA today as well. Talking about the All-Star game voting, that type of stuff. A few little things that's going on in the NBA. And shit, that's kind of about it, man. It might be a short little show today. We're going to preview the Super Bowl. We're not going to, blow the whole load on the Super Bowl this week. Because, we got another week. You know what I'm saying? Super Bowl's in 2 weeks, February the 5th. So we're going to actually give our prediction next week. Today we're just going to kind of just preview it a little bit, give you a little taste of what's to come next week. So, Hugh, man, you ready to get it started?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. I wanted to start off, and I wanted to get the NBA out the way right quick.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk about the the All-Star game. I couldn't tell you the last time I was actually interested in the NBA All-Star game. I know you mentioned it a little bit last week, Hugh, about the All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend is cool.
Yeah.
I like All-Star Weekend. I've always liked All-Star Weekend.
Me too. I agree.
Yeah. It kind of bring the childhood memories back of watching it and stuff like that. Even when I was younger, though, I kind of never was interested like in the actual All-Star game. I like the skill stuff, the dunk contest, 3-point shootout, stuff like that. I like that stuff more. You know what I'm saying? During All-Star Weekend, but of course, everybody is familiar, should be familiar with the voting, and if you're not, I'll let you know that now they kind of split it up. They made 2 changes to the voting. Now they have the actual voting on it is different. The fans get 50% of the vote. The media gets 25%, and the players get 25% of the starter votes for the starters. I think the coaches and media or something like that pick the reserves. The reserves should come out later on this week, I guess. But the second change is they don't vote for a center anymore. They just do actual positions. I guess as far as like hybrid positions, like just a forward, 2 forwards and guards or whatever it is now, because everything's done changed now. You don't really have natural positions now, especially how the Golden State Warriors build a team and how teams are now. In the NBA, where you'll have 3 forwards starting and 2 guards. You don't have a traditional center, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard anymore like that. So, with that being said, the voting came out last week for the starters, and everybody was buzzing, really buzzing, mainly because Russell Westbrook didn't make the cut as a starter. He will be an all-star, of course, but he didn't make the start lineup. And for the Western Conference, the starters are Steph Curry, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, and Anthony Davis. And everyone was asking the question of who should Russell Westbrook have replaced that. And I want to hit that question to you, Hugh. Do you think Russell should be a starter? And if so, who should he replace?
Yeah, I definitely think he should be a starter. He deserved that, man, from just how he's been playing this year, man. He's been playing more team ball. He's not about himself. It's just about the team more. And he makes those guys play better, man. So I definitely was surprised when I heard about that, man, that he wasn't a starter. But, yes, it's kind of crazy, too, because Steph Curry and James Harden having pretty good seasons this year, too, man. But if I had to choose one of the two to go out, I would have to say James Harden, man. And I don't think that he's playing bad. I think he's playing really good this year. He's playing solid ball, man. He definitely rose up to the occasion of being one of the top elite players, too, as well. But just don't feel like he deserved that spot. Or you could have even replaced him with Steph Curry, to be honest, man. And I wouldn't have even been mad due to the fact that that's how good Russell's playing right now. So if I had to choose, I would say James Harden. But hell, if he took any of those 2 spots, I wouldn't lose no sleep over it, because I feel like he was definitely well-deserving to be in the starter, man. Just was really surprised that it came down to him not being the starter, too, man. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah. When I saw the starting lineup come out, I was like, where Russell at? That was my first thought. I'm like, where Russ at? Why Russ ain't the starter? And I was looking at the lineup, and I'm like, okay, James Harden should be there. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this thing this year, like James Harden just getting it in this year. I look at Kevin Durant, and of course, I'm like, okay, KD, that's no question. Kawhi is having a good season, quiet
MVP season.
Yeah, Anthony Davis is having an awesome season for a big man. That guy, if he gets out of New Orleans, I swear he'll be probably one of the most that's the word. He's popular. He probably be one of the most popular players in the NBA if you go to a LA or something like that and plays. Very popular guy in LA if he was to go there right now. But a lot of the hardcore fans know Anthony Davis ain't no joke. Then I'm like, okay, Steph Curry's having a good season, but when you're voting in the guard, I'm like, he's not having the season that Russell's having. You know what I'm saying? So now you attack the voting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why? Here's the thing that bothers me, and it's been bothering me for a long time with the NBA. Why do they put that much power in the fans' hands like that? Why do you think that is, Hugh? Because it seems I don't want to say stupid, but it seems weird that you would put that much of a because people are deserving to go and whatever, and I get it. People say that the All-Star game supposed to be fun and stuff like that for the fans and all this, but when obviously you see a guy with 21 triple-doubles, 21, he's averaging a triple-double right now, 30, 10, and 10. When the last time you seen some stuff like that? You know what I'm saying?
And you're not a starter.
And you're not a starter. So my thing is, okay, y'all can like Steph Curry to the point where he's a likable guy, and okay, we're going to vote Steph in, blah, blah. But when it comes to a guy putting up stats like Russell, you can't vote Steph Curry in as a starter. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry would make the All-Star team. If he wasn't a starter, he would be an All-Star as a reserve.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's no question, because he's having a very good season. You know what I'm saying? Especially with somebody like KD, you know what I'm saying, playing with him. You know what I'm saying? And they're meshing well. Nobody's getting no shots, so points taken away from them. Klay still doing his thing. Draymond still doing it. They ain't missed a beat. It's like they just put another piece to the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? That fits. So he's having a good season, in spite of, Kevin Durant being there. So I'm saying, Hugh, what are the fans? Would you call the fans stupid for this, or you just it's just their popular opinion?
I definitely think it's more of a popularity contest, man, when it comes to the All-Star game. Hey, I'm glad that they don't got it 100% in the fans' hands no more, man, but I still feel like that much. You said 25% of the fans, man, that's a lot for the fans to be deciding. Hell, they should get at least 5-10%, man, if anything. They shouldn't really have that much power as far as the vote, man, because I feel like I appreciate them doing the coaches with the reserves. That's actually cool because they're looking at it like, okay, these are the players who we feel like that are being good or been, productive the whole season. But to put it in that perspective, to have Steph Curry or even with James Harden, and I'm saying that they both fall and they have a good season this year. But I feel like my man Russell Westbrook can take any of their spots, man, without really having a hassle because he deserves being in an all-star game. Well, we know he's going to be a reserve, but it's bullshit. I definitely think he should be a starter. Any of them can come out their spot, man, because I feel like he's more well-deserved than them. But at the same time, we look at it, too, and we could say, like you said, Steph Curry wasn't as productive at the at the beginning of the season. He really starting to get his shine on right now, but he wasn't playing as good as like I thought he was after, going through the rough adversity of not winning the championship and the way they were up by 3 and then to lose it, man. You thought that he had more of a chip on his shoulder to be more of an assassin that we haven't seen before, because when you got that chip on your shoulder, you go out and you go and avenge your gameplay. You basically don't look like you played the best that you can when you went through a 3-1 situation and then you lose 3 straight. So, yeah, I thought he was going to play better. He kind of was slow at first, man. And I feel like you said, James Harden was, playing really good ball. And he's got a few triple-doubles this year, man, which surprised me because he's been doing a lot more on the assist level on the team, man, And I appreciate that because a lot of people knew his flaws, man, and he's starting to get better as playing with a team and not just playing by himself. It's not the James Harden show. It's starting to become a Rockets team, man, and they're starting to look dangerous now, man, because of the pieces they have and how he's contributing. Because what's the kid's name? Clint Capella, man. That dude's been playing lights out, man, and it's because of what James Harden's been distributing and how he's been playing and making the other players better around him. I'm not really out to take cheap shots for shit. You can't say that about Carmelo.
Right, exactly.
And I've seen James Harden gain growth. So, yeah, if he stayed in that spot, he deserved it. But I definitely feel like the Steph Curry, man, I love that guy, man. He's one of my favorite players, man. I love to see him play. But if I had to choose between him and Russell, I'm definitely going Russell.
Yeah, I think without a doubt, man, Russell Westbrook should be starting right now in the All-Star game. I just think it's real, when I first saw that, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these fans? And I'm like, is it the real younger generation? Because, I mean, if you look at how Russell plays, he's very old school. He's a throwback type player. You know what I'm saying? Very tough, rugged, not likable like that to the media. He's very cerebral when he gets on the court. And he tried to dunk on everybody and everything. He's very aggressive. And if you look at how the athlete is now, the athlete now don't really like contact as much. You know what I'm saying? Like the players, they whine about everything and stuff like that. And I wanted to talk about that too, about, the fouls and shit like that. But the younger guys out here looking, and they seeing Steph Curry shoot these threes, and Steph has changed the game a bit with the, the 3-point shooting off the dribble and that type of stuff. That's never really been done before like this. The way he shoots the ball, and I think that's more popular and more of an eye candy feel to the youth out here. The kids that's voting and, the younger players that's in high school and stuff like that. They want to be able to shoot like that. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question, Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. You can finish up right quick, and then I ask.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
What's strange too, man, as you mentioned, man, I have to think about this, man. And as you said something, I thought about this myself and had to have my reaction and comment on it as well. Because think about it, man. We have to look at it too. How Steph Curry, man, if he did get that spot, man, as a starter in the All-Star game, we have to look at it too as far as their differences, man. And one of the differences is like you just mentioned, man. They love talking to Steph Curry in the media, man. He's popular. They talk to him. He joke around. He got the cute little daughter, man, they talk to, and they laugh and joke around, and they think he's a fun, lovable guy. Well, Westbrook does not play that. We done seen him cuss out a lot of people in the media. He check people. Yeah. If he don't like the question, he going to say something nasty, or he going to cut the interview off right then and there. Do you think that has something possibly to do with it, too, the popularity as far as the media? I know that really won't have as much of an impact, but when you look at it, it's like, Steph Curry is like a baby face that everybody loves, and he's good with the media, and he's good with fans and all. And, Russell's a little bit more on the, what can I say, don't take much crap type of guy. I just seen Russell, like, on Instagram videos where he cussing out fans, if they say something he don't like, and, he gets real nasty and verbal, man, So do you think that has anything, as far as a good boy, bad boy image too, might put it in the media, or might just put it in the image of that's the reason why they picked or did these things as far as the transactions in this whole, All-Star break and the voting?
I think it has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the media type deal, the media is your I guess your
platform.
You're getting a chance to let the fans see your personality. You know what I'm saying? Behind, off the basketball court, you can be fierce on the basketball court, but when you're out and talking like just an example, do you see how fierce Tom Brady is on the sidelines and playing the game?
He curse all the time. He's a cursing machine.
Man, he is fierce. Like Tom Brady is fierce. He's yelling and whatever, but you'll never know that the way he deals with the media and in his commercials. He's funny. You know what I'm saying? His personality comes through, stuff like that. So the fans out here can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? They can relate to him a little bit more than they could to a person who's kind of shut off, don't talk much. Like with Russell's commercials that he even do. Russell don't talk much. You know what I'm saying? He don't show a funny side to himself like that or whatever. And then when he's giving interviews, he's not lighthearted or whatever. He's rugged. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's kind of a throwback. So, so the fans are like, man, he's kind of mean. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to, whatever. So I think that has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? With that. But to me, I like that type of player. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of player I like. But like I said, these younger kids, they don't, they can't really relate to that because they're growing up in a different era now. You know what I'm saying? They want to be able to be cool with their homeboys and stuff like that. And, you know what I'm saying, the competition isn't as fierce as we were back in the day where, you know what I'm saying, we played our homeboy in the backyard. We going at each other's throats. And we probably won't talk for a couple of days after a game. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I had intense battles with my homeboys in the backyard.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't even talk to you the whole game.
Yeah, we about to go to blows.
Yeah,
sometimes we couldn't even
finish the game.
we couldn't even finish the game
nature
sometimes.
Back then, though, Jay. These guys are too soft and they joke around and laugh and hug each other too much, like how they do in the NBA today.
And I told people this. I said I think AAU basketball is good as far as they get to travel and play different competition from like different states and stuff like that and cities. And, you get a different level of competition. The best play the best most of the time. But now, like, it's kind of evolved to the point where like AAU used to be, okay, this team, we get these players play with this team because they're in this region or whatever. Now it's guys getting their own team, building their own teams up, and then getting the best of the best. So you get great players playing with each other all the time. Like they're on the same AAU team, and they going out here blitzing competition like it's nothing. And, once they go to college, then the NBA, they're, they're playing, without their homeboys or whatever. And it's like, oh, man, I want to play with my homeboy. I want to do this. I want to do that. Everything is, they cool and whatever, instead of saying, okay, I'm about to bust his ass tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing my homie. I'm about to score 50 on him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think they really, unless it's a dislike. Like, I think right now Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook really dislike each other. And they go at each other like that. You know what I'm saying? And but when it comes to, like I said, with the fans voting and stuff like that, these little young kids, man, they vote for, like you said, it's a popularity contest. They see Steph in these commercials. He's talking, he's funny. Like you said, they got Lil Riley. You know what I'm saying? She funny. His wife, she got a little cooking channel on YouTube, and she got an active Instagram account and Twitter account, stuff like that. You see Steph's dad, Dale Curry, and his mom in the stands supporting them and stuff like that, and people look at that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, okay, and then the media, they have 25% of the vote too. So if Russell's telling them to go, you know what I'm saying, what they self, they like, man, I'm not voting for that cat. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to a popularity contest at the end of the day. Yeah. But I think it should be, it's all-star's an all-star to me. You know what I'm saying? Personality don't make you an all-star. So if somebody averaging a triple-double, they should be voted in as a starter. Like, it's, and because that type of stuff, we don't, that's something you don't see. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that. Like, you'll probably see somebody, you'll probably see somebody probably in the next 5 years or so, 5 or just say 10 years, do what not Russell Westbrook, but what Steph is doing. You know what I'm saying? Being able to shoot like that or whatever, because it's a trend. You could practice that type of stuff. But intensity and, going at somebody and then just going all out every game, getting triple-doubles and averaging triple-doubles, you're not going to really see that as much. Like somebody averaging the triple-double. That's, you know what I'm saying? So I think that type of stuff should be rewarded. Because James Harden got rewarded. You know what I'm saying? He got 13 triple-doubles right now.
Yeah.
Russell got 21. And we ain't even at the All-Star break. So I'm like, I think they should do something about the voting. Why not change it? Why not let the coaches vote in the starters and the fans vote in like the reserves and stuff like that? Like,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Because I'm telling you, any amount of money, man, Steph would not be a starter. He would not be a starter if the coaches voted.
And the fans, they used to suck when they do it, man, because, man, they'll have some off-brand person, like Jaja Pachulia, he'll be a starter if it was up to some of them fans. So,
yeah, if it was the old, they said if it was the old format, Jaja would be a starter. If they could vote him like the center. Right. Hey, I wanted to switch gears from that, and I wanted to talk about, it's kind of what we was just talking about a little bit with, how soft everything has got in the league has got and stuff like that. What's your thought on this crying over every call type of stuff, like always lobbying to the referees and whining about calls and stuff like that. I mean, how do you feel about that when you watch an NBA game?
You know, I hate that, man, because back in the day, they didn't ever really cry or complain, man. You know, most of those guys, man, they get their head knocked off. They just go to the free throw line, man. Business as usual, man. And I've seen a lot of things as of late, man. And I know on the show they may make it seem like we target this dude a lot, and he's like our guy when we want to use the punching bag. But I know you've seen the last game, the revenge game with Cleveland and Golden State. And the situation where LeBron James was coming down, and when he was coming down the lane, that's when Draymond came and reached in. And it was just like a reach. He didn't come in with no malice or no force or anything. And LeBron bumped into him and just flipped all over, falling over the ground. At first, I was like, damn, you know, Draymond, you know, got him pretty good. I've seen that in fast time. But when you seen it in slow-mo, you literally seen when Draymond reached and he basically had like a whiplash reaction, and he did that on his own when he had the whiplash reaction and kind of did like a 180 and fell to his stomach and kind of laid there for a minute. And I said, man, because at first I thought it was a hard foul, and then when they saw it on the replay, they was like, man, that wasn't no flagrant foul. That's just a foul, man. A lot of that is because of LeBron and his acting, man. And they was like taking shots at him about it. And then even Draymond made fun to the crowd and was saying, you know, this guy basically was a drama king, and everybody was laughing at it and they made a joke about it. I just don't really feel like the guys nowadays, man, they cry to get their way, man. I guess they feel like they're going to get every call, man. But who wants to be whining all day and getting every call possible that's out there, man? I feel like, yeah, you know, you might not have some calls your way, you know. But then again, when you complain and you whine about everything, man, that definitely takes a lot away from the game too, man. It's already bad enough that we got to deal with these damn replays and all this other crazy stuff that takes time, it's valuable time away from the game to slow the game down. But then you turn around and you got to deal with that crap with people whining and complaining, man, because you don't get your way.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it goes back to AAU, man. It goes back to the AAU ball, and it getting to the point where the game stopped being about the passion of it and the team play of it, and it became superstar based. Now, a superstar feel entitled. You know what I'm saying? If you're a star of a team, you feel entitled to everything. So if I get hip checked or something, or if I just get a common foul, I just get fouled. Oh man, LeBron falling out, or somebody else, you know what I'm saying, falling out, acting like they done got shot, and to me, man, it takes away from the excitement of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes after a while, I understand sometimes where, you get your adrenaline get going and you get on a run and stuff like that, or you trying to come back and then, the other team will foul you or something and the ref miss it. Okay. And, you get emotional. Come on, ref, come on, And I know back in the day, that used to be it. You know what I'm saying? The players used to be like, come on, ref. And then they run it down, get the ball back or whatever. You foul the hell out of him at the other end. You know what I'm saying? But now they actually stop playing while the other team is on a break, and they arguing with the referee. That's crazy to me. That is crazy. Like, they jumping up in arms and, throwing their hands all in the air, and the play is going back the other way. You like, dude, You forgot you was playing the game? Like, forget that call. Like, he didn't call it. If he didn't call it, he just didn't call it. Like, get on the hand. I think it's really, that hurts the game to me. It takes a little bit of integrity away from the game, because you seeing a player like when I see a player as good as LeBron, as big as LeBron, whine the way he does and acts the way he does, when somebody just
flop,
barely touch him and he just fall on the ground like he done, what I'm saying, like how Wile E. Coyote be when the anvil hit him or something, like LeBron, dog. Come on, man. Like this a little point guard, dude. You 6'9", 260. One of the just, a freak of nature. You know what I'm saying? Because 6'9", 260 don't usually play basketball like you do and move the way you do. You know what I'm saying? So you're a rarity, dude, and you just making that just look bad, just flailing all over the place. He ain't even got to do that. It's just it takes away
him for doing that, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to really nip that in the bud, and that whining about calls, man. I can't stand that shit. Like just whining about every call. Like I said, I understand sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You get pissed off, like, damn, man, y'all niggas quit fouling, or y'all fouling too much. Why you fouling like that, or whatever? I understand that, but when it comes to just a straight up whining about every call, dog, something got to be done about that crap, because you can't whine about every call like that. Like that should be unacceptable to the league. Adam Silver, like they fine flopping. Okay, you find flops and stuff like that. Now you don't really see too many flops. You know what I'm saying? Because
no, not at all.
People don't want their pocketbooks hit. But you're okay with them actually stopping playing to complain about a call. And we talking first quarter. Like first, second quarter, regular season game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like NBA Finals, it's kind of intense or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You may need to calm down a little bit. But, dude, you whining about every call. It's taken away from the integrity of the game. I'm just getting sick of it. Like, I'm sick of it. They whining about it in the media and everything. Like, referees are human. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't pick up everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff they're not going to see. Some stuff they're going to let go. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff they're going to, they may be a little biased sometimes or whatever. I say just go with the flow, play your heart out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But just to whine about every call, that junk is just, it's irritating. It's very irritating to watch. That's why a lot of people. That's why I think basketball has lost a lot of fans.
I agree.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of fans over the years. You know what I'm saying? Because of that main reason, man. Nobody don't want to see every 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Somebody whining about a call or a foul being called or whatever. Nobody don't want to deal with that crap. You know what I'm saying? So they just turn to something else. Oh, man, I'm about to watch this. I'm about to watch some Game of Thrones reruns. I'm about to watch this game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. They really need to do something about that. Put something in place or something.
They need to get them full text or something, man.
Yeah, like right off the bat. Like right off the bat. As soon as you say anything to me, tech. Straight up. Like, shut up.
Gotta
play.
Keep them quiet.
Like, quit being a little girl. That's what we used to say back in the day. Like, we didn't even used to call fouls back in the day unless we was bleeding. You know what I'm saying? Even with that, you know what I'm saying, we still would probably let it go. Like I said, I get fouled hard. Okay, I'm going back down. I'm fouling you, flat out. Like, and then you'll know, all right, I ain't gonna foul him no more. I ain't about to get hit across the face again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, it turns from a man game into a prima donna show. Shit. Oh man! All right, enough of the NBA, man. I'm getting irritated.
Please.
I'll get so irritated with the NBA, man. Oh my God. Woo. Oh, okay. It's football time, Hugh. It's football time.
All right.
I want first off, I want to say that I'm happy for like the two teams that. Okay, let me get my thoughts together because I have to address something. Yesterday I was scrolling through Facebook, right? So I happened to come across Kevin Hart, crazy butt, man. So Kevin Hart had a live stream, and I guess he was going for Pittsburgh to beat the Patriots. No, I'm sorry, the Packers.
Green Bay to beat Atlanta.
Yeah, to beat the Falcons. I guess he pretty good friends with Aaron Rodgers. So he wasn't too much of being pissed about the fact that the Packers were losing. It was how they were losing. Now, before we go into the games, as far as like dissecting the games, I just want to bring up a point.
Okay.
That he brought up. That was very valid. Isn't the playoffs supposed to be a place of competitive football?
You definitely think so.
Yeah, we've seen no competitive football this playoffs besides the Green Bay Dallas game. That's been the only competitive football game. Out of all these games, even the wild card weekend, then you had a divisional weekend last week, and you know what I'm saying, this past weekend, the championship games, not competitive at all. So keep that in your mind, Hugh, because you know questions come in when we run these games down. So okay, I wanted to say I'm happy for the Atlanta Falcons. They played Green Bay yesterday, beat Green Bay by a lot, and they'll be making their second Super Bowl appearance or whatever. What's your overall take of that game, Hugh?
I feel like you said, man, it wasn't no competitiveness in that game, man. There was too many drop passes. Guys wasn't doing their job, man. And when you're competing, man, and you're playing a game, and a lot of people were saying, like, Aaron Rodgers didn't have all his key players. Yeah, he had problems with a lot of those guys, and they wasn't healthy. But then at the same time, Jordy Nelson played, and he had guys in there who can contribute and make plays. Did they make the plays? No. I felt like they left too much out there on the field. There was too many mistakes because I looked at that game, and I said that game could have definitely been a little more competitive if they did a few things right. But, if and doing is totally different, man. They left 2 interceptions out there that they supposed to grab, and a guy fumbling the ball on the goal line, and Mason Crosby missing the field goal. It was so much stuff that went on to that, too, man. I feel like if they would have got those situational moments and took advantage and basically made it like a 10-17 game at the time, I think it would have been more competitive. And not only I think that it would have been more competitive, I really think that would have gave them the confidence, to, play with that intensity. But it was like them missing them interceptions, the guy fumbling the ball, and Mason Crosby missing that field goal. I think that took the fight out of them, man. Took away from their confidence, and they played like that. I've seen those guys drop so many passes, man, it didn't make no sense. I've seen Jared Cook drop 2 balls on one, like in two sequences. And I said, damn, like, these guys are getting paid a lot of money, and they're missing these, footballs, man. They can't even catch. All of a sudden got butterfingers, man. I don't know if I've said this before. I was telling people at the job, man, who watch baseball, a lot of them wasn't educated on this right here. Jay, I'm about to tell you something that a lot of other people might not be educated on too, man. Bro, in baseball, if you hit a ball outfield or it's a fly ball or something like that and you're supposed to catch it and you miss that fly ball, like say if it just hangs up in the air and I'm looking and daydreaming and then I'm like, oh, damn, the sun getting down my eye and I'm not paying no attention. I don't give a damn of the sun out there. But if you miss plays that you're supposed to make and have bad air, or like if you're supposed to catch a ball and you don't catch that ball, like just a regular routine play, guess what? They finding you. I didn't know at first until I looked deeper into baseball. You can't miss them pop-up fly balls, man. You can't miss those when you reach for it and they go past your glove type stuff in baseball. They will find your ass, man, and they'll do it in a heartbeat. They won't even hesitate to find you. How come these dudes in the NFL doing like little drag routes or skinny stick slant routes or dropping these balls, and they're not getting fined? I don't know if they do or not, but hell, if you're missing all these passes that you should be catching, man, it's starting to be to the point where they need to take that money out of your pocket, man. Maybe you will learn how to catch the ball.
Right.
I just didn't feel like they had the passion yesterday, man. I was just really surprised. I said, how come these clowns ain't getting fined when they drop too many balls? Sometimes it's hard from some angles to catch some of the fly balls in baseball, and they will still fine your ass $2,500, $3,000, but these guys is missing easy plays, man, and they're running without the ball, they're not concentrating, and nothing happens. I think that's a joke, man. I just really didn't feel like their heart was in it, man. I think those key plays that they missed out on took their confidence away. But don't get me wrong, Jay. A lot of people were saying most of this whole week, man, Aaron Rodgers, how good he is, Aaron Rodgers.
Shit, I was one of them.
And I had to say I'm one of them people who, because we said it out last week's show, I can't lie and deny it. He played so well in that Dallas game, and you was like, damn, this guy, he looks scary. I was afraid, because that Aaron Rodgers was stepping out there on the field, the assassin that we were used to. I just think Atlanta got tired of hearing that, man. I think Matt Ryan got tired of hearing it. I think Atlanta's defense got tired of it. I think everybody got tired of taking a backseat or playing second fiddle to Aaron Rodgers, man, and they went out there and they had a point to prove, man, and they proved that point. They sent a message,
Yeah, they did.
I was just really surprised at how poor Green Bay played, man. They got to the point of game. Once it was 24-0, I changed the channel, man. I didn't want to see that game anymore because I feel like it was over. But then something told me to continue to watch it and see if they can climb out of this or see what they can do. And it seems like it got worse. Every time I thought that they would have a chance or to be able to catch on to an opportunity or just get a momentum switch, they couldn't do it. And I said, man, they looked really bad yesterday, man, and they didn't even play like they really wanted to be there. One of my buddies was like, man, it was a waste of time watching that game, Hugh. They should have just let Dallas win. I think it would have been a better competition with Dallas and the Falcons. And I said, man, you got a point. I said, you definitely got a point there.
Yep. It seemed to me watching that game that Atlanta could have scored more if they wanted to. But just looking at Green Bay play, man, that just wasn't the same team that won the last 8 straight games. Q just texted me and was like, they just didn't look the same. And they didn't.
No,
they didn't at all, man. They looked like it really looked like Aaron Rodgers was out there playing by himself. And you said too that, you know what I'm saying, the guys were out there dropping balls and stuff like that. Like, he can't throw and catch the mud. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't throw and catch the ball. So, they have to pick up some of the slack of, you know what I'm saying, of, you know, him. They got to pick it up. Like they can't just be out there dropping stuff or whatever. And they just got outclassed yesterday. I didn't realize how potent Atlanta's offense is. They got a weapon everywhere, like everywhere. They remind me of a hybrid version of what the Rams offense was back in the day. But the Rams only had one back. They only had Marshall Faulk. These cats got two backs, three receivers, a tight end. Like, they got everything. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know what my pick going to be next week. I don't. I'm going to look at a little bit more stuff or whatever. I'm going to look at the game again and break it down. And I'm going to look at the AFC Championship game and break that down too. But Atlanta looks good, man. They look good. They beat the hell out of Green Bay. That game was over in the first half. You know what I'm saying? It was over in the first half. And their defense
is not bad either. They have a pretty decent defense. But if I had to choose who had the better defense, that's what I think this Super Bowl all is going to be about, Jay. I think it's going to be the best offense. And, you know, New England don't got a shabby offense neither. But I think New England's defense is better than Atlanta's, though, hands down.
Yeah, I think it's slightly better because of the secondary. New England's secondary is pretty good. I'll say I didn't know that Dan Quinn, who coached the defense for Seattle 2 Super Bowls ago when New England played Seattle, I didn't know he was the D coordinator for Seattle. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that goes to show, you know, that their defense is so, you know, because, you know, the sexy part about the team is always going to be the offense that people going to look at. Okay, oh, man, they scoring this. Look at Julio Jones. Oh, man, Coleman getting off. Oh, man, they doing this and blah, blah, whatever. They scoring all these points. But you don't look on the other side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, the other side of the ball is almost, you know, like, people just ignore it. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? But that defense it's something. That's usually what protects your quarterback, because it keeps your quarterback in the rhythm, because he's getting on the field a lot more. He's getting a lot more touches, a lot more snaps, so he stays in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And then they're protecting the lead, you know what I'm saying, by stopping the other team and stuff like that, and, you know, giving the quarterback a chance to relax and stay within the offense. You know what I'm saying? So that a good defense is just great protection for a quarterback, like great protection. You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta, they deserve. They showed that they belong. They deserve to be in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? They played their hearts out yesterday, and they kicked Green Bay's ass. That's what they did.
Yeah, it really looked bad for Green Bay, man. But I really think that, man, if they just could have capitalized on some plays, the game would have been more competitive. And I said, man, they missed these opportunities, and I've seen a lot of the opportunities they missed. When you go back to the tail of the tape, please check it out, man, because they're going to explain it to you in a game where they dropped so many passes. And not only that, but they dropped a lot of interceptions. And, you know, that time when it was 10-0, man, if they would have got that touchdown, and if my man Mason Crosby would have made that field goal, it would have been a tied game, man. I think that they would have had more confidence then, but when they couldn't convert on those plays, and then they got too many fumbles too, man. There were so many fumbles, and it was just a really poor game for them, man. They didn't show up to play. I feel like they really didn't show up to play, man, and that really made them look bad, and it definitely didn't help that Coleman looked real good, you know, coming out the backfield. He's there, you know, stretch back, man. He's a good back, you know, catching the ball out the field. Devontae is more of the person who's going to bring the heat. You know, he's going to go up the middle, and he's a quick, elusive back, but he got a lot of power too, man. And they got those guys, man. That's a heck of a combination. That's a good 1-2 punch, man. And it just really looked good on their part with their offense too, man. And he was clicking, he was throwing the ball, and Julio was catching everything, man. It was just really him proving the point and letting them know, sending the message that he was tired of everybody talking about Aaron Rodgers, man. People already picked a Rodgers-Brady Super Bowl, but trust me, man, Rodgers didn't want to go to the Super Bowl, not with that team, man, because it probably would have just as bad if New England played them. So it's going to be a little bit more of a versatile game right here. It's going to be a little tougher challenge for both teams, man, because New England's defense is really tough and stout too, man. Offense ain't shabby neither. But, yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what's going to happen with that one. But, man, a lot of people got to give props to Matt Ryan, man. The way he played out there, man, he knew that Aaron Rodgers was the other quarterback in that game, and he knew that, you know, they were talking about him, and they probably wrote him off before the game even started. Yeah. I definitely thought the way he was playing that it was going to be a possibility, and to see him play and perform like he did was really, I was impressed.
Matt Ryan.
And I shouldn't have been, because I had him as the MVP in the actual year this year. I shouldn't have been as surprised as I was. But to torch them and to be so poised as he was, man, threw 4 touchdowns and ran 1, I really had to give him his props, man, because he really got my vote, and he solidified now he played against Aaron Rodgers, that he was the one, and he definitely deserved that MVP. And I can stand by them words now. I'm proud to say so.
Yeah. I got a question, though. Do you think Julio Jones solidified himself as being the best receiver in the league yesterday?
It definitely seemed that way, man. I always thought he was one of the best receivers in the game, man. But you know what, though? That's one thing that New England is good at, too, man. Well, then I'm going to go over to them because I'm about to bring up another person, just not to bring them up. Antonio Brown is consistent, and everybody had him as the best all-around receiver in the game about his hard work and his work ethic and how good he is. But he got shut down yesterday, man. He was really quiet. You haven't really heard from him. And when we talked, right after we got off the phone last show, when you was talking to me, you said, Hugh, man, I think that New England got him, and what he said as far as what he had that locker room interview, you said, Hugh, New England got that loud and clear. You know, Bleacherz is not going to let that ride, because we forgot about putting that in the conversation, you know, last week. And said Bleacherz got that message loud and clear. And you don't think he's going to show New England this and what he said and what Mike Tomlin was saying and what they were doing? You don't think that he's going to motivate them as if they already need motivation? This is just one more thing that's going to piss New England off. And you said not only do I think New England's going to beat them, but you said I think New England's going to beat them really bad just to show or just, you know, make them an example after the shenanigans that went on in the Steelers locker room. And we looked at that game like, okay, well, that guy's supposed to be the best receiver people were talking about. And nobody was really talking about Julio. We know Julio came off to a hell of a season at the beginning of the season. Not only that, man, Julio had injuries, man. Julio had, like, turf toe. Julio had
he was hurt coming into this game.
Couldn't play. Yeah. And he had a hell of a performance, man. We know, remember, we laughed, man. We might have discussed it on the show, too, man. Remember, that dude he got a quarterback fired from Carolina. They fired this dude, Ben Winkler, from the game that Julio had. I've never seen a quarterback throw like 500 yards and like 3 touchdowns, and your receiver got 200-something yards and, you know, a couple of touchdowns to go with.
He almost had 300 yards that game.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke. I said, man, am I reading this phone wrong? Because, you know, they don't really get, not only did they not give Atlanta Falcons their props, but they weren't even showing Atlanta on TV like that. So you would have to see it on your phone or see the replays for to even know and to have proof. And when we seen that, man, I was like, damn, I think a lot of people talk too soon about Antonio being the best guy in the game, you know. I said we need to reconsider. We need to look at Julio, man. And then what he did yesterday, I definitely think if people didn't think he was the best in the game at the time, that we have to say now Julio is that guy. He basically got the honors, man. It's like, hey, after that performance Antonio did yesterday, he got to pass the baton because I don't think he's that guy, man. I definitely would have to go with Julio. Plus, I'm going to be a little biased because he's an Alabama boy.
Yeah, Julio, man, he's one of those hybrid receivers that comes a dime a dozen, like the way he plays. He yesterday he was playing like a mix of Calvin Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald, like just with his route running, how he was finding, you know, open spots in the slot, that type of stuff, man. He was just he was everywhere on the field, and then when he caught the ball, he just made a mockery out of that whole defense. You know what I'm saying?
That stiff arm he put on that dude, man, yesterday?
I mean, 74 yards. God. It was two guys. It was two dudes on him. And he just shed one off, stiff arm the other one, and just to the end zone. Like, come on, man. Get something else out here,
talked about, though. That was one thing Jabari talked about when he thought that Dallas was going to beat them because he said that their defense is suspect. He said that Green Bay defense is very suspect, and he said that when they played Dallas, they were going to get exposed. They didn't get exposed by Dallas, but they had that offense come in from Atlanta and played them. Man, yeah, they definitely exposed them, and they exposed them dearly. They really exposed those boys. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it was like they just couldn't keep up with, Julio and them, man, and the speed and, throwing the ball out the backfield. They just didn't have no answers. When they finally started to calm down and try to gather themselves, the game was already over. It was decided,
Yep, it was, man. So Atlanta punched their ticket early to the Super Bowl yesterday. What was the final score? Was it 40? It was 44 to 21,
44
right?
to 21. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they had to wait a little bit to see who was going to win between New England and Pittsburgh. And New England ended up winning that game like handily. It was 36-17, right?
It wasn't even a game, and I think that last touchdown was like more of a sympathy touchdown, bro. It was 36-9, if you ask me.
Yeah. My thoughts on that game was they really just they showed no mercy yesterday on Pittsburgh, and they exposed Pittsburgh to the T of exposing the team. And I don't even think if Le'Veon Bell would have stayed in the game, I don't think he would have made too much of a difference. Like, it was nothing they could really do with the defense or the offense. Tom Brady was just out there pretty much doing what he wanted to do. Now, is that – okay, this is the Patriots' ninth Super Bowl appearance. It's their 7th since Tom Brady been quarterback. 7th. Hugh, you got to explain something to me, man. What is it? Is the system just that good, dude? Like, 7 Super Bowls? and he he possibly win 5 out of 7. That's freaking unheard of. How do you do that? Because I really, to me personally, the game is nothing really to talk about because they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers ass. Like it's nothing to really dissect of it. It was just a straight thrashing. You know what I'm saying? But from a technical standpoint of the greatness of the Patriots, dude, is it that system? Just what is it? What makes them so great, man?
I think I know a lot of it have to do with the system, but now I got to put in a little bit. I have to sprinkle in something too, man. Let's think about the people who were there. It's funny. I just seen Hugh talking crap too. He said Pittsburgh came out weak, though. Think about it. They won last week and haven't even scored a touchdown. I looked at it and I said, yeah, that system is definitely an integral part of what they're doing, and I really think that's what really makes them click. But then when you look at it too, man, it's like, man, you got to look at some of these players that's over there now. You look at a guy who used to play lacrosse, and Chris Hogan, man, wouldn't even thought of as a player.
Saying, dude.
They didn't think of him as a player.
Hugh, hold on for a second. I don't mean to cut you off. But, like I said, man, you can just go back. Just go all the way back into their first Super Bowl appearance. Besides Randy Moss, name another top-tier receiver Brady has thrown to. You can't.
No.
Besides, and to be honest, they really didn't need Randy Moss. Really, you know what I'm saying? He added to their team, you know what I'm saying, a deep threat. But when you really look at it, dude, that system runs itself, like you just said. Hogan, who would have thought? Who would have thought this cat? He just got off. Pittsburgh was thinking, all right, Julian Edelman going to be his man. Ain't nobody think about no damn Chris Hogan.
Hogan torched him, too. He got speed.
Go ahead,
He's a deep threat, man. That Hogan kid's a deep threat, man. To be coming from a background of lacrosse and then coming to the NFL and see, those are stories I like, man, because a lot of people probably don't remember. He was on the Hard Knocks, man. He was playing for Miami, and they used to call him 24/7, and that's what Reggie Bush used to call him because he said he was always open, And, no, they called him 7-11 because they said he was always open. But at the same time, you look at him, and then you look at a Danny Amendola. Same thing, man. He was on a Hard Knock life, a guy who they felt like didn't make the roster, but he was good enough to make, the practice team. These are like guys that come over to a New England organization, man, and, it ain't about the money with them. They just want to win. I don't think Chris Hogan's making a lot of money, man. And then, you look at Amendola, who took a pay cut to stay with New England. And then you turn around and you look at Chris Long. He basically did the same thing, man. He took a pay cut because he wanted to try to come to New England and win. Well, a man's Montella Bennett was making a decent amount of money because he was a star when he was in Dallas. He got a bigger name when he went to Chicago. So when that happened, it was like he just wanted to go to New England and he wanted to win. A lot of these guys are coming over there, man, because they want to win, man. They bought into the system and they want to win. So I have to give respect for those guys, man, because a lot of those guys came together and they did it for a cause, man. They want to go there. They feel like that's the best chance they can get a championship, and they go there and they try to win. Even if they don't make it or even if they don't win the Super Bowl, they go there and they go there to win. And you have to respect that, man. And now I just don't think it was – and yeah, a lot of it has to do with the system, but a lot of it got to do with the player and the personnel that's over there and the guys who go there and feel like this is what I want to do. I want to come to this organization and I want to try to win me a championship because they know it's not about them. It's about the team. You know, I feel like they look at it more or less like it's more about the name that's on the front of the jersey than what it is on the back. It's more about the team versus me. And when you buy into that mentality, man, that's why I think makes the team so great, man. And so many guys still to this day, even Randy Moss has the Patriot way, man. He educated me on something, man, that I had no idea about that I thought was funny, man. He said that yesterday before the game, he said that they quizzed those guys, man. And Bleacherz would have pop quizzes about things. And if you know it, he won't bother you the rest of the year. But if you don't know it, he's going to keep bothering you until you educate yourself on some of the backgrounds of the players and the personnel. So I appreciate that. And hearing that, man, is just to see how many of those guys came along and they bought into that system. And I respect that. And I think that that's pretty cool to hear from a veteran like a Randy Moss or someone. And that's when I was like, yeah, that really makes them really the team that they are, man. And just basically them buying into the system and basically wanting to win. And that's what makes that team so great, man. And I feel like that's a little sprinkle that was put into Atlanta, too, because a lot of people don't know that some of the New England personnel is over there now and is the general manager over there. You know, they have a general manager that used to have New England. He was in New England, and I forgot what he was. I think that he was, if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't the recruiter, but I think that he had something to do with player development. And now he's in Atlanta. And it's cool because you see that now and you kind of see that sprinkled in Atlanta with the New England way. And then, like you said, you know, the former defensive coordinator of Seattle's over there. So they've inbred in these guys winning attitudes, man. And you like to see that. And I feel like a lot of times the system is like 65% of it, but then the personnel you get too. You got to have the right personnel to make it click too, as well.
Yeah, we gonna Q just asked a question. We gonna get to that in 1 second. It was a pretty good question. But yeah, man, this team, man, and I think it was funny you brought that up earlier about the players missing. The catches or whatever, missing the ball, and they get fined and stuff like that in baseball. I think the Patriots probably do that. I think the Patriots do that. That's a team. They rarely make mistakes. Like you rarely see a mistake made by the Patriots. Like their system is ran almost to the precision of like how someone will run an army or something like that. Like they have just everything is in order the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's out of order. Like you could tell Brady don't go over Belichick's head. Like Belichick don't go over the owner's head. Like everything is just the way it's supposed to be. Everything is ran. Like Kraft don't mess with, you know what I'm saying, the GM. Like, he let the GM do what he need to do. They let the scouts do what they need to do. And everything is in place so that machine can work properly. And that's why you got them going to the Super Bowl every other year. And every year, they're a contender for the Super Bowl. What is it? And it like, what's the stat on it? I'm gonna actually look it up because I want the right stat. But they're going to AFC Championship games just left and right, and I want to get the I want to try to get so I can bring the stat up. Let me try to bring that up right quick. But to bring the question up right fast, that he asks, will this keep rolling? Will the Patriot train keep rolling after Brady retires. And can, Belichick do it with any other QB? And to that, Hugh, I say that he's proven he can. He could do it. You know what I'm saying? They was down to their third-string quarterback earlier this year. Brady was serving this 4-game suspension. Garoppolo got hurt. So Jacoby Brissett came in. We're on 3 games. You know what I'm saying? They 3-1. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's the system as far as that. But Brady takes a system to another level. You know what I'm saying? The way he reads and he makes the proper throws. That's what people don't get. They like, oh, Brady, you probably got the system and they could do this with any other quarterback or whatever. I think he can, but they're going to have to learn how to make the proper reads. If you look at that flea flicker play yesterday that they did on Pittsburgh, Brady made the right choice because the other receiver, I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Edelman or not. But the receiver on the left side of the field, he was open, but he still had the safety wasn't too far from him. You know what I'm saying? So I think, Brady saw that he could have caught up. You know what I'm saying? The safety could have caught up and broke it up. But he made the right read to Hogan where, Hogan had like 5 steps on the, on the safety because they came up. So it's just that dynamic with Brady. But I think the train can still roll with another QB. I just think he'll have to learn, the abilities that Brady can. But with another QB, they'll still be contenders because I think that system will get them there, and their defense is still going to be good, be stagnant, and the offense it'll still be there. So I don't think they'll lose a beat like that. What you think, Hugh?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't because remember I was worried, man, when I seen that. I was like, man, do you really think this Garoppolo guy be able to handle the load that Brady has to handle every day? And this is when we really thought, no disrespect to the Cardinals, that we thought that they were going to be a better team than what they were this year. When they went to, Arizona, I said, damn, this is going to be a hard game. They got to go into Arizona and play Arizona with a guy who is driven with revenge and wanted to let them know that this was the worst mistake y'all did for letting me go. It was Chandler Jones, which I thought that was ballsy for them to do, for them to just let him go, release him, and then have to play them the first game of the season. And Jimmy Garoppolo went in that game, man, and he played just good enough to win. I was like, well, man, I'm really surprised in that game that they pulled that out. Then he turned around and he played the Dolphins, man, and he torched the Dolphins. He damn near had 300 yards to have with 2 touchdowns. He ended up getting hurt. He made a mockery of their secondary. And then when he got hurt, that's when Jacoby Brissett had to come in. Basically all he did was just play his game. He did what he had to do so they could win. And after that, he won the game on his own before they ended up losing the game. And by that time, Jimmy Garoppolo was hurt, Brissett was hurt, and then Brady wasn't eligible to the next week.
Right. The Patriots been 6 straight times to the AFC Championship game. This is unheard of, man. That's just straight greatness. That's straight greatness, man. Like that, I don't. And like that's hard because football is a little different from basketball. We saw the Pistons go to 6 straight Eastern Conference finals, and basketball. Now with how the balance is not balanced. as far as the East and the Western Conference. You know, the East usually have 2 to 3 good teams here and there. You know, the West is kind of more competitive. But so you could dominate more, you know, in basketball in one conference than you can, you know, in football. And with the Patriots, man, the AFC is a tough conference to play in, you know, and to go that's remarkable, man. Like, but here's the $1 million question. Before we just preview the Super Bowl like we. Here's the $1 million question that I saw on online. If Brady wins the Super Bowl, can he erase the cheater moniker from the Patriots organization? Can they erase that? And to be honest, that bothers me when people say that. You know, Patriots cheating, they cheaters. Whatever. Okay, whatever. But will Brady quiet that down? He get his 5th Super Bowl ring.
I definitely think he would, man, because then it wouldn't be no argument with him and the Joe Montanas and the Terry Bradshaw and the guys that people said were better or was the best before he won his 4th. And, you know, they still look at it like, well, Brady lost 2, and, you know, Bradshaw didn't lose none, Joe Montana didn't lose any, and they continue to talk that. But I have to educate people who've been watching football for a while, and I thought it was a damn shame. And I said, okay, well, remember this. If I had the same team before all this, you know, free agency and stuff, and I already have a great team like the Steelers, damn near that whole team is in the Hall of Fame. So if I had a team that potent, and I'd never have to worry about them leaving my team for free agency, of course I'm going to win that many championships without having to worry about losing. And the same thing with Joe Montana. They didn't really have to really worry about the free agency. And when they did have free agency, guess what? By that time, when Joe finished winning his championships, I think the team Steve Young had was just as dynamic, man. When they got my man Deion Sanders, you know, that kind of helped them when they won the one with Steve Young. But the ones that Joe Montana won, it was all because of none of the guys were free agents and they didn't have free agency. They said 30 of the 53 guys that was on the Patriots wasn't there last year. Those Super Bowl teams never was the same. There's always been a different Super Bowl team that he won or lost with, but they never was the same team with all the same personnel. You got to give credit to that, man, for just that to have 4. If you only won 2 Super Bowls, man, with just a whole different team and a whole different roster, man, you got to give them props, man, because of the other teams have so many Hall of Fame players, and at the time that you ain't have to worry about Ronnie Lott or Jerry Rice, and none of them guys be going to free agency. So, you know, it was a little different back then, man, than what, you know, Brady and them have to deal with now. So it's like you got to give credit to that, man. That's nothing easy to deal with.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree with that. You know what? I got a difference of opinion on that, Hughes. I think if Brady wins, I think it's gonna make it worse.
Oh yeah,
I really do. And that's the reason I think it's gonna make it worse, man. Because right now, you know, they talking all this stuff about the reason they won is because of this, and you know they was the Spygate stuff, and then the Deflategate, and all this type of crap, and they doing other stuff and whatever. I think, like I said before, like I'll try to tell everybody, when you win so much, I just broke the stats down. They've been to 7 Super Bowls since Brady took over. They've won 4 of them. Well, they've been to 6, not counting this year, but they won 4 out of 6 Super Bowls. this will be number 7 they're in. Got a chance to win 5 out of 7. They've been to 6 straight AFC Championship games. Okay? When you win like that, you're going to have a target on your back. People are going to find every reason why are they winning so much. What's the deal? They got to be doing something. They got to be doing something. Like, if I won the lottery 6 straight times, somebody going to think I'm cheating. You know what I'm saying? They going to think, okay, he got a, you know what I'm saying? He got the magnets on the balls or something. You know what I'm saying? Something. They gonna try to get me. You know, so I think when you win so much like that and people see you, you know, succeeding so much, they're gonna think something's wrong. And I think that when they win this, we'll get into our predictions next week. But if they win the Super Bowl on February the 5th, I think it's going to make it worse. I think they're going to try to still take validity from them for the Spygate thing, the Deflategate, all this crap. You know what I'm saying? He going to have asterisks by those and this, that, and the other. I think it's going to make it worse. Where, you know, we look at it like, he earned it. You know what I'm saying? Brady doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Belichick doing this thing. And they're, you know, successful because they got a system in place. And people, I think, look over the fact that they have a system in place and the system is working like we've never seen a system work before. They got an issue with it. I mean, we saw it in the 70s, like you just brought up with the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Steelers had a dynasty over there. You know what I'm saying? The early, you know, Dallas Cowboys had a dynasty over there. Then in the 90s, they had they had a little bit of a dynasty going on. You know what I'm saying? They weren't winning as much as what the Patriots doing. What the Patriots are doing is epic. It's epic. I don't think it'll ever be recreated. If the Patriots fall off, it's not another team, I think, that can keep up the success
and consistently.
Yeah, the constant success that the Patriots do. This is just like one of the best one of the best sports teams ever. Like I've never seen something like this before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Just to build a team like that, and you look at them, they don't have first round picks like that. They don't have top picks because they don't have off years. You know what I'm saying? And to stay on top like that, come on, man. They win this stuff with like Q just texted me, and you had alluded to it. They winning games with lacrosse players. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's God. But let's preview the Super Bowl right quick.
Okay.
Matt Ryan, Tom Brady. How do you think they're going to fare against each other in the Super Bowl?
Man, I think it's going to be a challenge for both of them, man, because as good as Atlanta's defense been playing and as good as New England defense been playing, man, we all know in any game the first person to make a mistake is possibly the person who will lose. But it's going to be a chess match throughout, man, because Matt Ryan's a smart dude too, man. They both got really good weapons, too, to go by, man. And it's going to really be going down to who wants it more. But at the same time, man, you got to play mistake-free football, man. And that's the only way I see this game going, or a person be chosen to win. And it's not going to be an easy one, man. And I'd be surprised if it was on any side. But I really think it's going to be a competitive game, man. And it's going to be fun to watch because a lot of people slept on Atlanta, but to see how good they play and to see what they're doing now, man, you have to appreciate what they're doing. And I was just really surprised and seeing how good they are, man. You know, I already knew that offense was great, but to see how good that defense has stepped up and what they've become, man, you have to give them their props because a lot of people definitely read them off when they were playing Green Bay. Everybody felt like it was going to be a Rodgers-Brady show. And they didn't think about Matt Ryan, man. They basically had him as an afterthought, man, and they wanted to go out there and prove that they were in that game, that championship game, for a reason, and they showed it.
Right.
He just asked, is anybody watching the Pro Bowl anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Not me. I'm good.
No. Q. No, nobody's watching that crap. It's just something that I think within the next 2 to 3 years, I think the Pro Bowl is going to get scrapped, and they're going to have a award show, like a all-pro team like celebration type deal. I think they should do that. Like that'll be cool, because the guys, I mean, they done play a tough season, a 17-game season, or a 16-game season. Ain't nobody trying to go out there and do nothing. And then they get paid too much money, so it's not going to be competitive like that. They're going to just go out, play, pitch and catch. That's about it, man. It's not even, to be honest, Q, it's not even worth talking about. Like, it's whack, man. It's so whack. I would love an all-pro celebration more.
I would like that.
Yeah, than the actual game. Like, you get to see the highlights, and they put video packages together and that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They can still do it in Hawaii. They can go to Hawaii, still do it there. You know what I'm saying? That'll be they gift to them. You know what I'm saying? Just do that. You know what I'm saying? More than have them play a game, because it don't mean anything. It's not like the All-Star game in baseball, you know what I'm saying, where you get home field. The winner, the conference winner get home field in the World Series. It's not like that. And the NBA All-Star game is pointless to me too. It's dumb. It's a pickup game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all
it is. The exhibition pickup game. Yep. So it's dumb, man. Ain't nobody gonna really watch it. That's why they put it on the week before the Super Bowl, because after the Super Bowl is over, nobody was watching the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was watching the Pro Bowl. Yeah, so it was easy for people to just tune out, So, yeah, man, ain't nobody watching that damn Pro Bowl. Yep. But
yeah, no, I ain't.
Yeah, but when it comes to the Super Bowl, the quarterbacks, man, the matchup, I think the matchup is going to favor Brady, of course, but Matt Ryan showed that he belongs, man. He shows that he belongs. He shows that, okay, he going to end up being MVP this year. You know what I'm saying? And and I think he gonna be competitive in the Super Bowl. I really do. I don't think he's gonna fall off or, get rattled or be in headlights or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I think Matt Ryan gonna come out and show his butt. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be an actual competitive game from his standpoint. And yeah, man, I think there's going to be some good buzz going into this game. What you think, Hugh? You think there's going to be some good buzz going into it, like the build up, because they got a whole week.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so, man. It's going to be a good one, man, because I didn't know that him and Brady was that close too, man. He said they were good friends and they talk on a regular on the phone. So that actually surprised me, too, to know that they were that cool and they're going to play each other, man. And you know how it be sometimes, man. Sometimes when you're chill and you're calm and collective and it's a love fest, then you know somebody going to have to sprinkle something on it, man, to make it more competitive. You know how people talk junk all the time, man. Like one of the players going to slip up and say something. I just want to know how the reaction is going to be because, you know, it's enough time to get that hype around the Super Bowl. And I'm just really interested in seeing how they're going to play and how competitive it's going to be as far as with Atlanta. Are they going to be able to stop New England on offense, and will New England defense be able to, you know, slow down that very high octane, you know, offense of the Atlanta Falcons? So yeah, that's some stuff that I'm definitely looking forward to, and I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm definitely excited about this too.
Now my question. Now here's the last question for our preview. What do you think is going to be the number one matchup in the Super Bowl? What you think it's going to come down to? Is it going to be New England's defense against Atlanta's offense? Atlanta's, you know, defense against New England's offense? What's the key, you think?
I definitely think it's going to be New England's defense and what they'll be able to do, like to maintain their offense. I definitely think it's going to be New England's defense against Atlanta's offense. That's going to be the key.
Yeah, I think that's the key right there, because if Atlanta's offense get on the roll, They might be able to do some stuff, man. Because it seemed like yesterday their defense was feeding off of their offense. Like when their offense scored and stuff, their defense got amped. And they went out and just played their butts off. You know what I'm saying? So I think their offense fuels their defense. So if they get ahead early or whatever, I think that their defense will match that. Will match that intensity, and it'll be hard for the Patriots. But yeah, I think that's the key matchup right there: the Patriots' defense against Atlanta's offense, because that's the strength of their team. Their offense is the main strength of their team, because they can put points up on the board and they put them up fast. They put points up fast because they're so tough to stop. So yeah, that's it for me.
Because when I look at it too, Jay, the Green Bay game, man, if they would have made less mistakes and they would have countered by, like, if they would have got those 2 picks and countered, and then my man didn't miss that field goal, Mason Crosby, and then the running back didn't get that fumble, it definitely would have been a closer game. It was just, I felt like they were defeated when, you know, the guy fumbled and Mason Crosby missed that kick, man. I think after that, and then them turning the ball right back over to, you know, Atlanta scoring again, that took the fight out of them, man. And I think the fight they were defeated after that, man. And you can see it in their eyes, man. They just didn't have a comeback for that. And I seen that in that game, and I said, man, it was like many opportunities blown. You know, sometimes it happens. You know, I can't just, you know, say that it wasn't going to happen, but, you know, at the same time, you got to give a lot of credit to Atlanta and how well they played. You know, New England just punched the Steelers in the mouth, man. You know, but I really want to see what's going to happen now. Like you said, man, it's going to be like Atlanta. You know, they like to strike, and they like to strike fast. They're the number one passing offense, number one offense, period. And New England's in the top 5 in defense, and their offense as well. So it's going to be fun to see what's going to happen on both sides of the ball. I think New England's defense is a little better than Atlanta, but they're not by much. But at the same time, too, man, I really think that this is going to be something that we will need to definitely watch out for, because I believe it's going to be a competitive matchup too, man. I just really want to see how this ends up. But, yeah, man, it's going to definitely come down to at the end of the day, you're right, though, man. If New England can neutralize that offense, which it ain't going to be easy. It definitely ain't going to be easy. And, hell, you can ask the Packers that.
Yep, I agree 100%, man. But yeah, man, that's all we got for tonight, man. That's a good show. We want to thank everybody for listening to the show, man. We'll be back next Monday, and then we'll be giving our Super Bowl picks, and getting a little bit more in depth within the game. We'll talk about media week and all that type of stuff. But on behalf of Hugh, myself, and Q, we want to thank y'all for listening to the show, and for the people who are going to be listening to it later on. Thank you for your love and support of the show, and we want to wish y'all a good week. Y'all have a good one, man. We out of here.
Peace.